Okay, there's the tail, and the horns, and the fangs.
Life is Strange 2 has always resonated with me for particular reasons. Admittedly, some of it is hearing the Spanish despite never really being fluent. However, the real draw is the familiar bond between Sean and Daniel, and how the former instantly steps up to take care of his little brother. This formula works very well, and I feel is a great way to deal with the main character without any powers. I'm still not a fan of how fast Sean decides to run from the cops, but it's a convenience of writing that I am happy to forgive. After all, having just seen his dad shot and his little brother showing supernatural abilities, what else could I expect a 16-year-old to do? Despite my minor grievances with the narrative, I thoroughly enjoy Life is Strange 2. It's possibly my favorite entry in the series, so when the Switch release was announced, I was excited to check it out and see how it would fare during the conversion to a portable form. It's safe to say, it's better than the original 2 games. First off, I should say that there is minor stuttering that happens sporadically. While noticeable, it doesn't happen too often, or at least not often enough to make it unenjoyable. During these moments, the world stops for a fraction of a second and then resumes play as if nothing happens. The real jarring portion of the fact is that some textures appeared blurry, and that's seen even more in handheld mode. The issue appears mostly in the background elements, especially on the floor and wall textures that most players may not focus on during regular play. I only noticed it during cutscenes when the camera is pulled closer to these elements, especially when Sean is on his laptop with Lila. Blur effects are used to do help during most of these scenes to cover up this flaw. Another problem is that the characters look more clay-like during the opening scenes. This was primarily pronounced on Lila and Sean when they are sitting down. After comparing it with the release on PlayStation 4, it appears that some lighting effects were reduced to reduce the overall impact on performance. This issue starts to alleviate the longer that Sean is on the run, and it becomes apparent that being on the run is taking a toll on him. Adding shadows to his cheeks and bags on his eyes make him look more natural, which fixes most of these issues that I had with the beginning scenes. A final issue that some might have is the missing prologue chapter, Captain Spirit, which chronicles a day in the life of a small boy dealing with his powers. The choices from this chapter would impact chapter 2 if completed. I checked the eShop and noticed that it wasn't available for download on the Switch. This content is a small part of the experience, but it does add to the customization of one story. The Switch version of Life is Strange 2 is undoubtedly the worst version of the game to play. However, this doesn't make it a terrible choice. The game looks serviceable on both handheld and docked modes, and while the models appear off at first, as the game progresses, shadows and dirt make them look more natural. Unfortunately, players won't find anything new or impressive about this port. Regardless, I recommend this version to those who haven't played it before or are looking for a new title to play while on the go, proving that A Tale of Two Brothers is excellent no matter what version you decide to play. Noisy Pixel is giving Life is Strange 2 on Nintendo Switch a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Please read the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Yeah, you're like a...
Noisy Pixel.